Hello, dear students. Today we are going to talk about environment. As we all know, our planet Earth is facing various global threats like air pollution, water pollution, deforestation, climate change, and many more. We all need to do our bit. Awareness about environment means being aware of our natural environment and making choices that will benefit Mother Earth rather than harming it. We all need to educate ourselves and others and help in protecting and preserving our natural environment. Today, we are going to read a poem based on the topic of saving the environment. The title is Awareness About Our Environment. The poem Awareness About Our Environment is on the concept of saving the environment. So let's begin by doing the warm up. Look at the pictures. What do they show? Discuss and write 3 actions we should take for or against these pictures. So you can see in the first picture a heap of garbage near a signboard where you are supposed not to throw any garbage. So what do you think should be done to prevent this, or what should be done against this? Just as an example, the action which should be taken for this picture is that we need to clean this litter and throw it at a proper place. And action against this picture is that we should not create a situation like this. We should not litter around or throw garbage just at any place. Similarly, looking at pictures 2 and 3, you have to write 3 points for each of these pictures stating the action which should be taken for or against what is being depicted in the picture. Now let's begin the reading of this poem. Read this thought-provoking poem by Sylvia Stultz, who asks us whether we are aware of what we are doing to our environment. Broken bottles and charred pieces of glass, wadded up newspapers tossed on the grass, pouring of concrete and tearing out trees. This is the environment that surrounds me. Poisons and insecticides sprayed on our food, oceans filling with thick oil crude, all sea life destined to a slow, awful doom. These are the things we are to consume. Mills pumping out iron, expelling yellow fumes, airlines emitting caustic gases from fuels, weapons of destruction tested at desolate sites. And this is the air that's to sustain life? There has to be something that someone can do, like raise the awareness to those around you, that if we don't heed the problem at hand, it's your life that's at stake, the destruction of man. Now we'll read this poem stanza by stanza and try to understand the difficult words and the basic idea being conveyed. Broken bottles and charred pieces of glass. Now you all understand broken bottle means bottles which are broken and thrown here and there. Charred pieces, charred means something which is burnt and becomes black in color. Wadded up newspapers. Now wadded up as written in your book is rolled into a tight bundle. Like sometimes we crumple and compress a newspaper or a piece of paper into a ball and throw it here and there. So wadded up newspapers tossed on the grass. Tossed means just thrown like that. Pouring of concrete and tearing out trees. Now tearing out trees here means cutting off or chopping down of trees, and concrete is the building material made by mixing together cement, sand and small stones and water. So it's a mixture that is used as construction material. So in the last line, the poetess asks, this is the environment that surrounds me. So she says, is it the right kind of environment where we all are living? Now children, you must have noticed pointer 1 and 2 at broken bottles and tearing out trees. It is a literary device being used here. Let's see what it is. In both the first and the second pointer, the consonant sound B is repeated in broken bottles and sound T is repeated in tearing out trees. Such a repetition of sound is called alliteration. Now, children, if the poet uses certain words in a line where the first sound of those words is the same, we call it alliteration, like broken bottles B and tearing out trees, tearing and trees T. Such a repetition is known as alliteration. In the second stanza, she says, poisons and insecticides sprayed on our food. Now, you all know insecticides are poisonous chemicals used to kill insects on plants. Now, you must be knowing that people who are involved in growing and preserving the grains, food grains, or the crops use a lot of insecticides or pesticides to kill insects and pests that destroy the crops. But the excessive use of such insecticides proves fatal for even the human beings. It is deadly for human beings to consume a large quantity of these insecticides along with the food products. Since such pesticides or insecticides are sprayed on the food grains, so unwantedly we people consume it along with our food. Oceans filling with thick oil crude. Now the poetess has used the words oil crude, but actually it is crude oil. Crude oil is the raw oil or oil in its natural state. We are not talking about the edible oil here, we are talking about the petroleum, kerosene, etc. So oil in its natural state before it is refined in factories to make petrol or diesel. Now children, you must be knowing that we extract this crude oil from under the ocean or from the earth. At times what happens is accidentally, due to some kind of miscalculation or some other reason, this oil spills from the at the extraction point, and when it spills, since oil is lighter than water, it starts floating on the top of the ocean. As a result, the sea animals are unable to breathe fresh air because the contact between the atmosphere and the water body breaks. So this kind of oil spill is a kind of pollution that is very harmful for the sea creatures. In the third line, the poetess says, all sea life destined to a slow, awful doom. These are the things we are to consume. Now the meanings of the word destined is something which is there in our destiny or our future. Awful is something which is really bad, and doom is death or destruction. So all sea life destined to a slow, awful doom means that the sea life has a destiny of a slow, very bad death or destruction. These are the things we are to consume. Consume means eat or drink. So sea water is a part of the water cycle, and the sea creatures are somehow the part of the food chain. So either ways we are consuming what we are leaving for others. Now let's move on to the next stanza. Mills pumping out iron, expelling yellow fumes. Now expelling means throwing out with force, something which is thrown out from the chimneys of the factories. Yellow fumes, fume is the smoke or the gas or something similar that smells strongly or is dangerous to breathe in. Now the mills or the factories which are working day and night are throwing out emitting very dangerous gases. Airlines emitting caustic gases from fuels. Now caustic gases, as per your book, it's chemical substances that are very powerful and can destroy or dissolve other substances. Now you all know the airlines which are operating in different spheres of the atmosphere emit very dangerous gases which get mixed up in the atmosphere and which we ultimately are going to breathe. In the next line she says, weapons of destruction tested at desolate sites, and this is the air that's to sustain life. Now weapons of destruction are very dangerous weapons like the nuclear weapon or the atomic bombs, etc.
And desolate sites where they are being tested. Desolate sites means places where human beings are not living, the uninhabited places on earth, like deserts or maybe far off places where nobody is living. But tomorrow, these weapons, in case of a war, could be used on cities or thickly populated places. And as such, even during the trials or testing of these weapons, lot of dangerous gases are emitted, which ultimately are polluting our Mother Earth. In the last stanza, the poetess says, there has to be something that someone can do, like raise the awareness to those around you. We all can be aware ourselves and we can make others around us aware. That is more important, that we understand what we are doing and we become responsible for our actions. Then she says that if we don't heed the problem at hand, it's your life that's at stake, the destruction of man. Heed means paying attention to something. If we do not pay attention to the problem at hand, tomorrow our life will be at stake. At stake means something that can be won or lost depending upon the success of a particular action. That is, if we do the action responsibly, we can win, and if we do not pay attention, we might lose the game. So basically, the poetess is trying to tell us that various environmental issues are a serious threat to human life, and we need to wake up and do the actions which are necessary for the revival of Mother Nature, and ultimately will be beneficial for not only the humans but for all kinds of life on earth. So, children, I hope you have understood and enjoyed the poem and you are going to do your bit for the environment. Thank you and have a nice day.